The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Google Exposed. I'm Tina Reyes, founder of SEO Cats, an internet marketing and SEO consulting firm. Prior to founding SEO Cats, I worked in marketing for 20 years as the Director of Marketing and Business Development for some of the most successful managed futures and equity firms in Chicago. It was during this time that I would receive invitations to webinars that I really wanted to attend, but I never had a full hour to spare. So with that in mind, I wanted to put together informative webinars that wouldn't exceed 15 minutes, and that's what we're going to try to achieve here today. Now, because of the time restrictions, I'm not going to answer any questions live, but I'm still going to encourage you to ask as many questions as you like, because once the webinar is over, we are going to send the answers directly to you via email. So today I'm going to touch on a few of the mysteries of Google and hopefully show you a few things that can be done to improve your ranking with this powerful search engine. And while we want to achieve the best ranking we can with all the search engines, we really need to recognize that Google produces the greatest amount of overall traffic to websites. And this is why I really wanted to hone in and just kind of focus on Google today. So you may have heard a lot of talk about making websites search engine friendly. And this really just means very simply that you need to present a wealth of quality information about your industry on your website. So providing relevant content is really the key component to making your website search engine friendly, and this statement actually rings true for all the search engines. So on the next slide, I'm going to reveal why pertinent content on your website page is so critical. We're going to take a look actually here behind the scenes, and hopefully I'll introduce you to what kind of the mechanics of Google and how they interact with your website. So let's first start with the Googlebot. The Googlebot is a web crawler that locates web pages across the internet. And secondly, we have the indexer, and the indexer actually sorts every word on every page and stores the resulting index of words in a massive database. Third is the query processor, and the query processor compares your search or your search query to the index, and then it recommends the website that it deems most relevant for your search. Now, Googlebots that visit your website may come in, and your website may look like this complicated maze to them. And if that's true, the Googlebot is going to be unable to maneuver through your code smoothly. Or if they come in, sometimes maybe they'll get confused about what path to take. So it'll leave without reading all of your web pages. And if the Googlebot doesn't read all of your web pages, it's not going to index all of your content. And that can really have a negative impact on your ranking position with the search engines. So when a search is done for your product or service, it may not come up in the search. So one of the things you can do actually is add a sitemap. And this helps the Googlebots find their way around your website. And by adding a sitemap, your website is, it's almost like giving your giving the Googlebots their own GPS system to help them kind of drive around your website. So your sitemap will enable the Googlebots to actually locate and then list every relevant page on your website. Google really appreciates this because it eliminates the need to scan the entire website while it's trying to distinguish, what's real content and what's noise. And noise is basically just meaningless data like navigation bars and banner ads. And it needs to kind of figure out what's noise, what's real content. So not only does making a sitemap make the scan go really smooth, but it actually shortens the length of time that the Googlebots have to spend on your website, and that makes Google's job a whole lot easier. So just to really give you a clear picture of what a sitemap does, it's like turning on a GPS system and enabling the Googlebots, or having you actually point them directly to the information that they need to index your pages correctly. Next, I'm going to share with you 5 simple tips that can enhance your search engine optimization. And tip number 1 is to create relevant tags, or rather, the need to create relevant tags for your images, flash, and video files. Surprisingly enough, many of the websites that SEO Cats has worked on has never used this tactic. And it's simple, but it's very effective, and it'll add a lot to the optimization of your website because it actually increases the density of your keywords. So you can either rename the actual files, your actual image and flash and video files, or you can utilize what they call alt tags. Either way, this works really wonders when you're trying to optimize the pages. Cross-linking your keywords on pages within the body, within your own website. It actually strengthens the weight of your keywords, which increases the relevance. I do need to mention, though, that if you overdo this, it can actually produce the opposite effect, in that search engines may recognize it as spam. So you have to be careful in that you only select a few of your choice keywords when you're implementing keyword cross-linking. Validating your HTML code is really important. Validating your code ensures that your HTML code does not have any errors, and this can be done at the link that you see on the screen. Now, this is actually something that your webmaster should be doing to ensure the integrity of the HTML code, but it never really hurts to look for yourself. I mean, it's your website. I always feel like you should be responsible for it and kind of just checking up to make sure that everybody's doing a good job. This is a free tool. And you can just simply go to the website, type in your address, and it'll instantly show you any errors that you have on your page. And a real bonus to this tool is that it'll actually give you the information you need to correct any errors that appear on your page. So validating your web pages is important because if you have a lot of errors on the page, the Google bots may not scan the entire page. So if we think back to the second slide and how the crawler and the indexer and the query processor all work together to find the most relevant information for the searcher, you can see how important it is that how an incomplete scan can really, again, just have such a negative impact on your website search engine ranking. So remember, pretty much the more information that the Google bots can gather about your website, the better your possibility of ranking higher. So you want to make it as easy and as effortless as you can for the Google bots to maneuver through and around your web pages. Navigational links. How your website is constructed affects both the visitors and the search engines. So when you're creating your website, you need to think about how you'll make all your content easily accessible from any of the pages within the site, not only for your visitors, but for the search engines as well. Search engine spiders and bots follow links from one page to another, like when we were talking about the cross-linking of your keywords. So the flow of your website and the accessibility of the content within the site will not only affect your visitor's experience, but it's also going to determine whether or not your site will be listed in the search engines when somebody performs a random search for your product or your service. Relevant content. If I had to choose only one technique to optimize a website, I would, without hesitation, choose relevant content. As I mentioned earlier, your website's content is key to your ranking with the search engines. So this is where a majority of your efforts really should be spent. Make sure that each one of your web pages is relevant and speaks precisely on what you want to communicate to your audience. Update your website with new content frequently. But keep in mind that you don't necessarily need to delete older or non-performing pages. You might be able just to adjust or tweak your existing content. Fresh content in itself will not necessarily increase your search engine ranking, but if you keep your site updated with fresh content, it may encourage visitors to come back to your website to see, what you've added to it. And traffic to your website will always boost your ranking in the search engines. Now, remember that the responsibility of any search engine is to provide quality results within relevant content. So if you remember only one thing from today's webinar, let it be the significance of the content within your website. It's a website, it's not a billboard, so make it interactive. Making your website interactive makes it more interesting, and quite frankly, interesting websites get more visits. Visitors stay longer. They typically tell other people about the interesting website that they've discovered. So let's talk a little bit about simple things that you can do to let your visitors see what you're up to and maybe even get them started on promoting your products and services. You might want to let your visitors know that you have a current blog, point them to it, And once they're on your blog, make it easy for them to share it on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, or any of the social media sites. You might want to designate a spot to tell visitors about upcoming webinars that you've got going on, or where you've posted archived podcasts. You might want to allocate a section of your website to educate your visitors about a product, a service, or your industry, or tell them even about advances that have been made in your field, or you can even use it to reintroduce products or services that have been lagging. Never look an opportunity to place a tweet this, share with a friend, or share on Facebook at the bottom of any articles that you write. Articles that you're writing that you're sending out to other websites that you're linking to. Make sure that you've got something where they can share it with, with their audience, with the people that they're communicating with. You may even want to put this on the bottom of money-saving specials that you send out, or if you're doing anything with a limited discount, make sure that they have easy accessibility to share that with someone. And don't discount your daily emails, both to potential and existing clients. Emails are probably the oldest form of interacting with your audience, and emails, in my opinion, are the original form of social media, but they are completely going unnoticed today as a marketing tool. And I think that's something that a lot of people can take advantage of because so many people aren't using them. You might even consider sticking in a call to action at the bottom of your emails. I mean, why not engage your audience with every email that you send? It makes sense to me. But my time is just about up, but before I say goodbye, I'd like to leave you with this thought, and that is that your website's optimization is an essential first step when preparing to launch a successful marketing campaign. And it's really important to lay a good foundation before you start sending traffic to your website, because as the flow of traffic increases, you want it to yield the best impact on your website search engine ranking. I hope everyone enjoyed today's webinar. I think you'll find the free code validation tool very helpful. And until next time, I encourage you to visit our blog at www.seocats.com. Here you can find more helpful hints and tools that can help you optimize your website and increase the flow of traffic to your website as well. You may also find especially interesting a post that was written on October 7th, and it's titled The Viral Spiral. This actually talks in more detail about viral marketing and how it can get you visitors on your website to help you promote your products and services. Lastly, I just want to mention not to forget checking your mailbox, because if you've submitted any questions for today's webinars, we'll be getting the answers back to you probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. So with that said, I'd just like to say good day to everyone and have a great week. Thank you.